Hello, hello, hello. It's Mary Kay Smooth here. How you doing today? Ooh, child. It was freezing today. And this morning it was freezing. And when we got to school, because the heat had been off all weekend, it was still freezing. Ooh, wee. So I'm came home and I leave my thermostat on 71 or 72. It was on 72, but it was only 69 degrees in here. So I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. And came downstairs and my boiler wasn't running. So I turned it up to 74 so I could try to make it come on. And I called Kevin. Um, Kevin is the guy that does my boiler, and thank the Lord I have had him since I've been living here pretty much. I never, well, early on, I didn't really have any problems, but it'll be 30 years that I'm here in 2026. I came here in 96. So I had a problem with my boiler, and I had worry free from PSE&G. And they came here, they brought 7 guys in, and they stayed here like 6 hours. And they told me that they couldn't fix my boiler and it was going to be $15,000. Yo, I ain't have $15 at that point. I was like, you know, I mean, I have $15, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't have $15,000 though to give them to do a new boiler. So one of mommy's students, little David, that's what we call him. Little David was head custodian at one of the schools, and so I called little David, and I said, David, my boiler's acting up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's cold. It's getting cold. So he said, Maria, I don't do boilers, but Kevin does, my brother. He does all the old boilers, the radiators for the old schools. So he said, I'm going to get Kevin. We're going to come over. Well, Kevin got here before David did. Now, mind you, I told you that PSE&G brought 7 people here for 6 hours and couldn't fix my boiler. There was a part, they said they couldn't get it off. So here comes Kevin. Kevin walks in here with a bucket, a little bucket, and a wrench. And he said, he said, what happened? So I told him, and he said, all right, let's go down there. Come on, you go with me. So I came down here, and Kevin took the wrench. He looked at the boiler. He took the wrench, and in 5 minutes, he took the part off. So I said, Kevin, they had me crying. He said, well, I got some Brooklyn Bridge if you want to buy some. I said, Kevin, it ain't funny. But he just laughed to himself. I felt so stupid. I'm telling you, I was crying. When those men were here, I cried after they left. I was freaking out trying to figure out what I was going to do. So Kevin said, Maria, as long as you can get parts for a boiler, you can repair a boiler. And you can get parts for this boiler. So he told me, he said, tomorrow we'll go over to Verona Plumbing Supply and get you the parts. So we went the next day. He came and got me. We went over there and The parts cost $300, y'all. 15,000 was what they were asking me for. $300. Yeah. And Kevin got my boiler running the next day. You hear me? So you know that I called Kevin, right? When I came home and the temperature was going, if I didn't know if it was going down or it was just down, because it was 28 this morning and it was 72 when I left. So I was like freaking out. But brick homes, my house was built in 1928. So my house is double brick. It's two sets of brick that, so when it gets hot, it doesn't get hot in here right away. And when it gets cold, it doesn't get cold. But it was very cold this morning. And then by noon, no, I would say by 2 o'clock, it was up to 40. It was 28 when I left this morning, was 40. So I'm guessing that either the boiler kept the house hot until it got warmer, and then it said, okay, you don't need me now, and it turned off. So I came downstairs and the boiler did come on. I saw the flames. I still call Kevin. I called Kevin, and he didn't call me back right away, but then he called me and told me he was in Ohio hunting for deer. So he said, don't worry, it sounds like you're okay. He said, if the boiler came on, it's the way your house is built, the bricks that held the heat this today. And so he said, but I'm gonna send somebody over to check it out. So now it's warm. I put the heat up to 74 and now it's saying 74. So my boiler is running correctly, but I was bugging out. I was definitely bugging out. And thank the Lord for Kevin, because when he got that part off with a wrench in 5 minutes after the men was here for 7 hours, I can't tell you what I think of PSE&G. Okay, when you got an old boiler and you're a single woman, that is problematic when you're a single woman and you need something fixed in your house. But thank the Lord I got Kevin, because the heat part, he takes care of that. And I flood when we found out we had lead lines, I got the inspection, and I got a whole house filter system. And after 3 years, one Sunday morning, I woke up and I was coming down, to get the dogs out, and the dogs were at the basement door. And I heard water. When I opened the door, I heard water, and I was like, oh my God. So I came down, and it was like a foot. So I went in where I saw the water. I could see the water shooting out. The canister on one of the filters had broken, and water was flying in the boiler room, actually. So I went in there and I did the shutoffs, and I got my phone and took videos. So then I sent the video to my cousin, Maurice, and I'm freaking out. So I know that there's a drain hole in my basement. So I got there's a wrench thing, a hexagon thing. Maybe it's like that big. And I got that, and I opened the drain and let the water out. I don't know how long the water was running. So I'm freaking out. So then I call I called my cousin and he said, "Did you call your who's your insurance?" And I said, "State Farms." He said, "Did you call State Farms?" And I said, "No." And I so he said, "Well, call State Farms, see whether they're going to cover it." I never had to. Well, take that back. I did use my house insurance before. A man, the head custodian at Weekwake, turned the corner and ran into my garage, but his insurance paid for that. So I called him, and I didn't get Drake. I got Portia from State Farms. I'm crying again. Y'all know I'm a crier, right? You could tell. So I was crying. Portia told me, "Don't cry, Miss Johnson." She said, how old is your basement finished?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Well, when was it finished?" And I said, "Girl, it's a dark, it's a dark, dreary basement, and it must be like 19, maybe 50." So she said, "Well, Miss Johnson, it's gonna be, you could stop crying." She said, "Because it's gonna be 2022 now." So I stopped crying, y'all. I'm getting the stuff. Okay. I stopped crying, and she took my information. She said, "Now I'm gonna send somebody out." She said, "So I'm serious. Stop sniffling. Stop crying." She said, "I'm gonna send a service master out to get to assess the cleanup, and then now this was a Sunday." She said, "And then tomorrow they're gonna come and take away everything to the dumpster that you want taken away." She said, "Miss Johnson, I need you to calm down because you're going to get a brand new. They're going to do the walls and everything." Well, let me tell you all, my basement was scary, and I have I just had stuff stored down here, and my washer and dryers down here. I was scared, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And like I said, when you're a single woman trying to take care of house stuff, you never know what's going to happen. So they came, service master came. The guy told me to stay calm. He said, "It's a good thing you knew how to let the water out." Um, he said, "But yeah, they're going to do the walls, everything over." So sure enough, they came the next day. And let me tell you all, I turned my head and I let them take everything. I had 1,000 records. I had a real Gucci suitcase that I just let them take it. I took pictures. They told me to take pictures. I had a couple of nice area rugs that had just come back from the cleaners that I had not put back down because of the dogs. They were just in the wrap. I let them take away everything. I was me and mommy were kitchen gadget girls. I let them take that away too. All the stuff. And so the boiler. Y'all, I got a new boiler, a new hot water heater because the water jumped in the boiler too. So now I got the basement. Well, that you're seeing the basement, the back of it. And remember, I told you it was all brown paneling. There was an inch thick. So and the floor, I had asbestos. It was a mess. You all know it was a mess. They had to send an asbestos man to come and take the floor up. So I had the new floors, new walls, sheet rock. But Maria's a fool, right? So you know what I went and bought first? A 85-inch TV. Because y'all know I love TV, right? So that's how I kept myself happy. And then I started to, I had to find people to do it. I didn't exactly do well with that part. It's pretty much done. It's not completely done. I don't have doors on everywhere. Um, there's another room. It's 1,500 square feet down here, but my I got I got them to build me a dog wash station. So my dogs, because you know Nellie's old, right? They walk up the stairs into the wash thing, and I can wash my dogs. Then I already had a grooming table and everything for my dogs, so I can dry them and do their hair and everything. And then I got well, I had the washer and dryer, but then I got the bathroom done over, girl. A steam shower. It was wonderful. By the time I finished, and I had some two chairs that I got that came from the Luther Vandross estate. I got them covered over, and my colors are teal and gray and a little tan. So I got a new basement, and like Portia told me, it's 2022. So it worked out, but not. I don't have my rails yet. That's the most important thing that I don't have. I have a couple of doors missing and the rails to the stairs going up into the house. So I got to find someone to do that, a carpenter, and I haven't done that yet. But I've been watching my TV, and I bought a sectional, reclining sectional. So I love TV, and I got my TV. I have my Xbox. You'll know I'm a gamer, so I ain't got to tell you that. My computer and my Android box hooked up to it, to the 85. I love it because I like to binge watch TV. I don't like to watch every week all the time because I don't have the time, but I like to watch. I like to binge watch different TV shows. So I do that. And where's my thing? I want to do the mask. You'll know. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. I'm going to do the gel mask tonight. But yeah. So that boiler and me, Kevin installed the boiler. Yeah, girl. Because I trusted him. And after he did that first. Um, and then I got the basement done, but I got the hot water heater and the boiler. I did it in the spring, so that was good. So by the time the winter, rolled around, Kevin came and turned her on and everything for me. But thank the Lord for Kevin, y'all, because woo wee. Could you imagine if I was doing the Strange Men with the boil? Oh God, they would have ripped me off, and PSE and G too. And Kevin, he take care of you, girl. But yeah, Kevin, I knew Kevin, and well, mommy, like I told you, mommy, little David worked with mommy at one school, and then I met Kevin, um, and he does the boilers for the schools, and for my house, it's a commercial system because the house, when it was originally built, it's big, so it ended up with a commercial system, and that's what's in some of the schools. I got vapor, something vapor. It's not steam. It's vanishing vapor. It's even when you look it up, it's hard to find it. But Kevin knows what it is. So thank the Lord. And okay, there we go. But yeah, girl, that damn Kevin, he take care of your girl, cause I'm telling you, that day I was crying with PSE and G. They had me boohooing. I was a little worried with the when I had to do the basement over, but I didn't know that Kevin could do it. But a boiler is a lot more, you know, it weighs like a ton. It's not it's not that big, My boiler is 300,000, whatever BTUs, whatever it is. But, and it's about maybe the size, a little bit bigger than a half of a refrigerator. However, that joker must weigh 800 pounds. You should have seen him getting it in here and getting the old one out. And I have the Bilco doors, that big metal door, and going up the back of my house into the backyard. And then I have steps that go up into the house. And they had to come down those Bilco doors. I don't know how people do it. The good thing is only like 6 steps, but it took them a couple of people to get the new one down. And they used a dolly because they had to come from the street up the driveway into the backyard and down the stairs. But taking that other one out was a monster. Yeah. So there you go. The bobbling boiler. Girl, I was crying. I was crying on that basement. When I can't help it. I work through my tears, though. You know, I work through my tears. However, Maria will let out some tears. Yes, sir. So school was pretty good. It was cold in the school. We got it when by the time they got it warmed up, it was warmer this afternoon. So, but thank God the boiler's working. Kevin's catching deer, and Kevin's gonna bring deer meat for my dogs, because my dogs eat raw meat. So I asked Kevin if they have extra. He already caught one, so if he catches some more, my dogs are gonna get some bones to chew on and some meat, because it costs a lot to feed dogs raw. But a lot of show dogs and non-show dogs do eat raw. It's better for them, and they're healthier, less allergies and things. And when I had De Niro, that's when I started. He wasn't brute enough, thick. And so one of the show people said, you should try raw on him. And then my dog, his body, and he started winning. He was very pretty, though. X is cute. X is just spoiled. Oh, Lord. He's laying right here by my feet. He just want to be by mommy. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You'll see me on Wednesday, and I'll try to be on time if there's no boiler issues. I love y'all. Have a good evening, okay? I see you out.